Let's take a look at this problem involving total FICA taxes withheld worked from 2 jobs, as well as a deduction permitted on Form 1040. So here's the question right here, and you can see it right above my mouse. Ladarius has 2 jobs. She earns $112,000 from her first job, right there, and $10,000 from her second job. How much FICA taxes will Ladarius have withheld from her wages from working 2 jobs? Okay, and I've set up the table here, and at this point I have the amounts hidden, but let me also show the decision rule we have to use. So let me slide this off. Let me move this back here. Okay, so now I've let you see the decision rule, which is provided in lots of different ways. You can find this at the IRS's website too. And here's though not in these exact words. Let me read that to you. Employers are required to withhold FICA, that means Social Security and Medicare taxes, from wages paid to employees. However, once the wages paid to an individual employee exceed a certain limit, and for 2013 it's $113,700, then Social Security taxes cease. Okay, now, each employer calculates the FICA withholding without regard to other employees, but the employee simply needs to reach the limit during the calendar year. So if an employee works for more than one employer, you can have excess Social Security taxes withheld, but you can get that money back. Excess Social Security taxes are a payment towards income taxes due and reported on Form 1040, line 69. So that once you exceed the $113,700 wage limitation, you cannot use the Form 1040A. So let me show you how we would work through this. Okay, so now you have the information filled in. So what did I do? I dropped in the $112,000 that Ladarius worked from the first job, and then I dropped in the $10,000, and you can see I'm highlighting the cell so that you can see the numbers. Okay, now this is the Social Security taxes that were held for 2002 would be based on the $112,000 times 6.2%. Okay, so if I take 6.2% times $112,000 for the first job, we're talking $6,944. And for the second job, we're talking $10,000 times 6.2%, or $620. So the total amount withheld for FICA would be $7,564. Now, Medicare taxes in 2013 are withheld at 1.45%. So $112,000 times 1.45% gets us $1,624. And $10,000 times 1.45% is $145. Okay, so then we just need to total those up, and to answer this particular question was how much FICA taxes, and they're talking about total, both Social Security and Medicare taxes, would have been withheld. It's $9,333, and I've got that in bold because that's the question that we're answering. Now, just to understand how this would work, what does that mean for Ladarius at the end of the year? Well, what it means is the total amount was $122,000. The total wage limit withheld would have been $113,700 given here times the 6.2%, right? So that's the most that can be withheld, $7,049. So she would be entitled to $514.60. That would be a deduction she'd be permitted on line 1040. So if you were to say, well, how much taxes does she have to pay for the year? Whether it was withheld or deduction, how much does she actually have to pay in? That's going to be equal the $9,333 that was withheld by her employers, less the $514.60. So $8,818.40 would be the total amount that she's paying for FICA taxes after the deduction. But that's not what this question asked for. This question just asked how much total FICA taxes will be withheld, and that answer is $9,333.